Hi, I'm Amanda,
And I'm Jessica.
and this is 90s Babies Nostalgia, where a couple of 90s babies are celebrating Pride, baby!
So exciting. Just to be clear, we are not sponsored by or affiliated with any of the artists, producers, anything that we talk about today. We are just really excited to be here talking about some gay pop.
Hell yeah! But before we get into our ultimate gay pop in quotes, it's subjective, tier list, first I want to talk about some gay awakenings. Jessica and I are both a couple of bisexual baddies, thank you. Jess, what has been a gay awakening for you in your childhood?
I'm going to do the most obvious one. Just so you guys know, I don't have a ton from childhood. Most of mine will be like high school and college age, just because I kind of always knew and was experimenting at a younger age. But there are definitely people that now I'm like, oh, I liked them a little too much. Amanda, you know what I'm about to say because it's so fitting for this episode. But my gay awakening number one will always be Miss Kesha.
Absolutely, as it should be.
Yeah.
The Bicon herself.
Yeah. I can't, like, I don't need to go into it. Those who know. You just know.
Have you always known you were in love with Kesha?
I think there probably was a point, like, first album where I was just like, oh, I really love her. And
Mm-hmm.
then after that, when I was like, I went to a Pitbull concert to see Kesha. Like, I don't think that you go see Pitbull for the opener unless you're in love with the opener.
No, that's actually hilarious. But it also makes me wonder, like, how many people go to Pitbull concerts to not see Pitbull, because how many people actually go to Pitbull concerts to see Pitbull?
Yeah. And Loki, honestly, I remember Pitbull being great. Like,
Yeah, I
but
believe it.
that was not my reasoning for going. But yeah, I feel like post first album, I knew that it was more than just I like her music and I like her. I knew that it was like, oh, she's really hot and I would like to be with her.
How do you feel about people calling it a girl crush?
I think that if you are consistently using the term girl crush, that you are probably on the LGBTQ spectrum and you just don't know it yet.
Okay, agreed. Because I was gonna say, to me, it's like a little biphobic. It's a like, for me, it's like, it's just a crush. Actually, it's that girl crush makes me feel like how your mom would be like, "Oh, are you gonna hang out with your girlfriends?" Like,
Yeah, yeah, it
you know?
does give that vibe, and I think that if you use like casually once or twice, but if you constantly like, oh, that's my girl crush, and oh, I have a girl crush on them, like, oh no, you probably just have a crush on them.
Yeah, it's when people ask me and they're like, "So is that your girl crush?" That's when I'm like, "No." Like, I would not call Kesha your girl crush. She's just your ultimate crush.
Yeah, she's my hall pass baby. I love her. What is your gay awakening, or one of your gay awakenings?
I'm also, because this is our first Pride episode and we are kicking it off, I'm going to talk about the one that you know the most about, that I've mentioned on the pod before, because it just like sticks out the most in my brain, and that is Charlie's Angels.
Mm-hmm.
I usually attribute it to Drew Barrymore, although I have recently seen not the movie, but just like clips from the movie, and I was like, actually, all three of these women are my type. Lucy Liu, I love a baddie brunette so much. But specifically, like, I have a memory of watching Charlie's Angels at a sleepover with my friend, and there's that scene in the first one where Drew Barrymore, they're all in these like tight leather jumpsuits at like a racing field, and she's like trying to distract a driver of a car, and she's like unzipping her jumpsuit to show
Mm.
her cleavage. And after having watched the whole film, I was so obsessed with that scene that I kept playing it over and over and over, to the point where my friend fell asleep, and I was like, no, this is a really great scene, and also I feel kind of tingly in places. And that's the first time I can ever remember getting turned on. And yeah, I was obsessed. And like, I think that that scene simultaneously contributed to my need to feel powerful with men, because I recognized that she was weaponizing her sexuality, and I thought that was really hot.
Yeah.
And also just loving women, because I thought at the time that I was obsessed with the implication of sex. And I do remember being like, if she really wanted to distract him, she should just take all her clothes off. No, it wasn't. It wasn't the sex. It was her. It was that she was sexy.
Also, like something about the leather pants,
Oh yeah.
you
And like
know?
the boobies right up there. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've seen Courtney from Smosh talk about how her mom wouldn't let her watch. There's one specific scene where Drew Barrymore like rolls off a cliff in a towel in that movie, and her mom, Courtney's mom, is Mormon, and her mom wouldn't let her watch that part of it because she thought it was like too scandalous. And Courtney's like, little did she know that entire movie was the gay awakening for me.
Yeah. You're like, sparing me that one scene didn't really change anything, but thanks for trying, I guess.
Yeah, if only there just like wasn't something so incredibly sexy about female spies.
Yeah, yeah.
Getting into gay pop, we're so excited about this. Obviously, we are inspired by the messy icon herself, Miss JoJo Siwa. It's called gay pop. We're taking the term pop very, very loosely because
Like, as loose as you can possibly think, that's how we're identifying it.
it's really any music. Any music, are they gay? And this is because we love all genres, and Jess in particularly loves a lot of genres, and I didn't want to leave out people who could just be gay and don't make pop music. Like, I want you guys to know this is for your Pride playlist, baby. If you don't know, now you know how many gay artists there are. We struggled. We have 64 people to get through.
And we told ourselves we were going to do a 50 max. And we had a lot of back and forth, and both of us were like, 64 it is. Like, there's nothing we can do about it.
Because I just felt bad excluding people. So, disclaimers before we get into it, it's subjective. Gay people love pop music. And for a very long time, we had very few openly gay people to look up to. So, we imposed on artists, we, the community, imposed on artists. So, there are a lot of artists that love the gay community and are big allies. They're not on this list. This list is for people who are openly queer. So we're not talking Britney, we're not talking Carly Rae Jepsen, etc.
Yeah, we're not doing anyone who's speculated. They have had to openly say, or in their lyrics, have said things that make it clear.
Some were also left off for the sake of time. Like we said, we have 64 to get through. Leave it in the comments if we forgot any of your faves. Like we love to listen. And honestly, I forgot how many there were until we were making this list. And literally everyone that's on it just came off the top of either of our heads.
Yeah, we didn't even consult the internet. It was just our brains.
No, if anything, there were more people I thought were gay. Like,
Yeah.
I'm still confused about Lenny Kravitz.
Honestly, fair.
For the sake of this video, we're going to use the terms gay and queer interchangeably. Just know that what we mean is everyone on this list identifies as some part of the LGBTQIA plus community.
We're going to get into our criteria, but part of this is how openly gay their music is. We understand that some people prefer to keep their personal lives private. So this is not a moral judgment. It's just something that we are using to kind of judge where we're putting these artists at in the tier list.
Yes. And last but not least, it's also not really a judge on artistry. We're not music critics. We're just enjoying it. And we did not have the time to go through their full discographies. A good chunk of these people, I've only heard a couple of their songs, and vice versa for Jess. Thankfully, I think there will be a bit of a balance in that I will know more of the artists that she didn't, and she will know more of the artists that I didn't. So we'll fill each other in there.
Getting into our criteria. So this is going to kind of determine where we're putting the people at in the list. We are thinking about their discography, so the longevity as well as the quality, how openly gay they are, how gay their music is, what they've done for the cause, as well as just vibes.
Vibes, that's the subjective part. I'm going to try to weigh those evenly. We're probably going to get in some fights. Hopefully not too many because we have a lot. And if you are a watcher on YouTube, assuming I did this correctly, I am going to try to screen record so you can watch us put them in the tier. If you're not, if you're just listening, we'll hopefully be explaining as we go well enough.
Yeah, we're going to try to give as many, obviously it's an audio medium, we're going to try to give you as many verbal cues as we can, but in the video version, we hope to include the tier list there. Our categories, I'm going to let Amanda introduced these because she gave them lovely names.
So in our S tier, we have sacred icons of the gay religion. These are
Mm-hmm.
the untouchables. This to me means they are very gay. They're very musically inclined. They've done a lot for gay artistry, the whole shebang. A, all-star gays. They're solid, solid gold star. Like, you know they're gay and we bump. B, bumping in the gay club. You know, they're probably a little more up and coming, but they're still solid. C, can't wait to hear more. They've got potential, but I'm just not sold yet.
Mm-hmm.
D, do better. I've been disappointed. It happens. And F is failing our kind. Now that's harsh. And you know what I think is going to be our biggest issue with this, Jess, is that I don't think you and I are going to want to put anyone low aside from one, which is the person that inspired this list.
Mm-hmm.
And part of that has to do with the fact that we took off people that we were like, I don't really want to talk about them. So I don't know what D and F are going to look like, but we'll just see how it goes.
Yeah, I was thinking this morning as I was prepping for our recordings today, and I was like, I can't think of a single person I'm putting below C, but we'll see.
With that, Jess, you want to kick off our categories in humans?
Yeah, so getting into our artists, our first category is going to be pop legends.
Mm-hmm.
And we are starting with Miss Madonna herself.
The Material Girl. What are you
Mm-hmm.
thinking for her?
I think A. She also could be,
Really?
yeah. I think that she's in the clubs. Her newer music is not great. Don't hate me. All of her 80s, 90s stuff slaps. I feel like she is a gay icon. People love her, but I don't think she's S tier. I just don't.
I do. I
Oh,
disagree. Of course, we're
okay.
disagreeing on the first one. This is going to be a 3-hour episode. I think Madonna's S because Madonna essentially reinvented pop music. So she's
True.
got huge artistry there. And she brought ballroom to the forefront of culture and was a
Hmm.
huge part for the AIDS epidemic and for bringing queer culture to the forefront. And also, I think the only thing she's lacking in for me is that she's not super duper gay herself, but she has said she is bisexual.
I'm happy to put her in S tier. I loved her. I went through a period in middle school where I listened to Madonna on repeat. So, like, personally, I think she's amazing.
I've never even had that. So are we saying A or S?
If you think she's S, let's put her in S. But I think if we're saying how gay they are, that bumps her down to A. Also, the longevity of her career, her newer stuff, I would also say bumps her down to A.
But the fact that she makes newer stuff. But
Yeah,
okay,
but is it good?
I'll put her in A and we can always move her later.
Okay, great.
Okay.
Getting into Elton John. He's got to be S.
I was going to say A.
What? No.
He's gayer than gay, right? He's been
Yeah.
very openly gay since the beginning, and I fully respect that. He's had a very wonderful career musically. But I don't think he did as much for the culture as Madonna.
Yeah, fair. I just feel like if you ask people who are like gay icons or gay icons in music, like Elton John would come up for most people.
Yeah, and he does like do stuff with newer artists too, huh?
Mm-hmm.
What about his new music? Does he have new music?
I don't know.
Okay, let's put him in A. We can move him. Oh my God, we're gonna make
Okay.
so many people are gonna hate us. Next,
David Bowie.
Bowie. I feel like
This
a
is a
B
hard one for me. Yeah, I would agree.
because he's the gender queer, but he's also been like, I'm bi. No, I'm not. Yes, I was.
Yeah, like he has identified, then he's taken it back. He's just like is very wishy-washy about it. So I think everyone, when we think Bowie, of course we think gay icon, but he's not like super confident in his identity.
And he didn't want to be known as a gay icon, which is interesting. That was part of why he was so wishy-washy.
Like, have you looked at yourself in the mirror?
For real.
All right, then we got Freddie Mercury. This one is hard because he died so young.
How young was he? 30s? 40s?
Okay, I guess 45. That was older than I thought. What are you thinking? I think A. But also could be S.
Oh, I was going to say B.
No. Queen, are you kidding me? No.
Queen great career, not gay music.
Okay, true, but they really identified with the stage show and the presence that Freddie brought to the stage, which
Hmm.
was very gay, and that was part of their identity. And when he passed, they really struggled with finding a replacement, which we will get to his replacement, don't
Mhm.
worry.
Mhm.
And that's why when they started to be connected to Adam, they were like, oh my God, he has what Freddie has. We need that. That is part of Queen. So even though we're saying their music isn't gay, I feel like their stage show and the presence and what they look for in a lead is very gay.
And people did know about his long-term male relationships while he was alive, which I really respect. So I will put Freddie Mercury as an A, an all-star gay.
Yeah.
Really feeling like Madonna and Elton John probably should have been S's, but we will get there. Next,
The B 52s.
Love Shack Baby. How are you feeling?
I think B.
I was gonna say C.
Okay.
You can do C?
Yeah.
Because I can't really think of that many songs besides Love Shack. And
Yeah.
I'm not surprised at all that they're very gay, but I didn't know it.
Yeah.
And they're kind of past their prime, you know? Okay.
Definitely past their prime.
Yeah.
Next up, we got George Michael.
I did not know this man was gay. And then I saw a video and I was like, that is a gay man.
This one's hard because I agree that I knew he was gay, but I feel like I've never known of him really speaking out about it that much. I don't think
Mm-mm.
his music is necessarily very gay, so I would put him either C or B because I feel like his well-known stuff is very well-known, which makes him a music icon in his own right, but I don't know if he's a gay icon. I think C.
I think C too. Also because his music, like, is iconic, but also gives like Rick Astley. Like, I listened to Careless Whisper in prep for this, and I was like, of course that's that song. And can I sing it now? No. But if I heard it, I would be like, of course that's that song.
Yep,
Like,
yep.
I couldn't believe. Oh no, I can sing it. It just came to me. But like, I couldn't believe at the time that I was choosing to listen to Careless Whisper.
Fair.
Okay. And then last in our gay legends category is Miss RuPaul.
Yes.
And I think we might have to fight again.
No, I think here's the thing. I'm not a big Rue fan. I personally don't think that Rue is really known for their music versus where the career has taken them. But if
Mhm.
we are saying like gay legends, people that do a lot for the gay community, you cannot argue that RuPaul is not S tier.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Guys, we got in a little fight about this before because Jess didn't even want to put Rue in the gay legends category, let alone in the tier ranking. And okay, so I was ready to fight not about I'm not saying Rue's music is revolutionary or anything like that. For those of you who don't know, Rue's music did bump in the club and in the 90s was like the first drag to pop off. But in terms of gay artistry, Rue's music is always in the show. And there are like every other drag queen that gets a bit of success comes out with music that then bumps in the club. And that wouldn't even exist if Rue didn't do it first.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's where I feel like it's to the cause, you know?
Yeah. Totally.
So our first S tier queen, sacred icons of the gay religion, Miss RuPaul.
I think we got to move Madonna up. We
I
have
think
to
so
move
too. I
Madonna
think so
up.
too.
Okay,
Yeah,
great.
because Rue and Madonna feel similar levels.
Yes, yes.
Okay, so our first two queens, honestly, Rue and Madonna next to each other feels perfectly right.
Yeah. Chef's kiss. Getting into our next category, which is going to be 2000s pop. We are starting off with Kesha.
Mhm.
Just because I love her, I'm like, we have to put her in S tier. But
Mhm.
now that we've ruined Madonna, I'm like, is Kesha ruined Madonna? To me, yes. To others, maybe not.
As a bicon,
She's the bicon.
I don't recall her lyrics being that homo.
No. Newer album a little bit, but not really. I mean, I would say the most like freaky her lyrics get is like she has a whole song about having sex with like a ghost slash like spirit, but that's not really gay.
I could put her in A because I
You
do like
can.
I've always known she was bisexual and I think she's had an incredible career,
Yeah.
but I don't think she's a pillar for gay artistry.
Yep. Agreed.
Are you okay with an A?
I'm okay with an A. Then we got Katy Perry.
Look, this girl came out hot with I Kissed a Girl and then dipped. But she does identify, I believe, as bisexual or something.
Mhm.
So how do you feel about Katie?
I think B. She's bumping in the clubs. She's got hits. Even if like she doesn't, not all of her music is necessarily super gay, the gays love her.
I could do B or C.
Oh, I think she's got to be more than C, don't you think?
I don't know, next to Bowie? I think she only has one really strong gay song, but it is really strong. Okay, you know what? Just for I Kissed a Girl, she can be B.
B. Okay.
Cause I mean, I didn't even know I was gay at that time. The Veronicas are twin lesbians, a
Yeah.
straight man's fantasy.
I think C, but you can. I just don't.
I would go C or D.
Okay, let's do C.
I love them. I have their album or a couple of their albums, but they've never achieved mainstream success. But they have always been openly gay.
Mm-hmm.
So they're a C. And our next lesbian twins.
Yeah, Tegan and Sarah.
Okay. How are you feeling about Tegan and Sarah?
Here's the thing, they are super gay, but
They are.
also I would also put them on the same level as the Veronicas. I think I would say C.
I would absolutely not.
What?
Okay, they've never achieved like Katy Perry level mainstream success. I understand that. However, they are a pillar of the Canadian music scene. They've
True.
always been openly gay. They've been around since like the early 2000s, maybe even the
Mhm.
late 90s. So like my manager at Starbucks was into them when I was into them, and they've had waves in their career. And a lot of their music has played on TV.
Yeah.
Like a few of their songs are like in the most iconic episodes of Grey's Anatomy. So
You think
I
B?
I think B.
Okay. I just don't know if they're bumping in the club, but it's
Closer
okay.
absolutely is bumping in the club.
Oh, that's true. It is.
Yeah, that album slaps. That's when I saw them live. It was great. I didn't realize, by the way, that I came prepared with a speech for every single artist. Sorry.
Next up, we got Lady Gaga.
Lady Gaga. She's an A or an S, right?
Yeah, I think she's got to be an S.
I think so too. Because she
Mhm.
came out gay and she never backed down from it.
No, and she speaks out about just like acceptance in general. But yeah, I feel like she's just a very active pillar of the community and will continue to be so.
She was like the first big gay pop star of our generation.
Mm-hmm.
Fergie?
Girl, maybe D.
Honestly, yeah, same. Didn't realize she was bisexual for a while. Her music's just whatever. London Bridge annoyed me. Big Girls Do Cry, actually. Thanks. I had a real issue with that song.
Yeah. Yeah. Then we have Lauren
Hagari.
Hagari would have not gone there. From Fifth Harmony.
Yeah.
I didn't know much about her before this. Her music was great.
I think all the members of Fifth Harmony, aside from Camila Cabello, have kind of been like let down by the industry post breakup. She's always been openly queer. She's always been openly a stoner.
Oh, I love that.
Recently had a song that was in support of Palestine.
Oh, we also love that.
Yeah. So I kind of feel like she's like a C.
Yeah, I would agree.
Because, I don't know, next to Fergie feels wrong.
Yeah, next to Fergie is definitely wrong. Next up, we got Frank Ocean.
Okay, Frank Ocean, I have to admit, is one that I heard a lot about, but did not listen to at all before this. But I did, like, recognize the songs that I listened to. Like, obviously, I knew Thinking About You. And I'd always heard of him as a good artist and a gay artist.
Yeah, so I think, I'm trying to remember.
He's been out since, like, 2008, I think.
Yeah, he's been out for a while. He's bisexual. Blonde, which is the album that, like, I grew up listening to, is just a fantastic album. I think this one is hard for me because I think what Frank Ocean did is he really broke into this like pop, hip hop, R&B scene in a scene that is the kind of branch he was in is very straight. And when he came out and owned his sexuality, he got a lot of people who maybe would not be as accepting to still be like, this guy fucking slaps. And there's something that I can appreciate about that. But I wouldn't say that's really for the gay cause, but it is helping in a sense.
I do think that he's done a lot for the intersectional queer community because I
Totally.
never listened to him actively or really knew much about him, but I always knew that he was a great artist and that he was gay. And that is particular, as you were saying, within the R&B culture and also within Black culture and
Yeah.
people of color, like it's harder for
Yeah.
people to come out. So, and I think he did it before it was more accepted.
Totally.
So I
I
A or B?
Yeah, I would put him A, honestly.
Yeah. For what he did when he did, we'll put him an A. It feels a little weird to have Elton John in that category now, but that's okay.
I said S tier and you wanted to put him in B, so kiss my butt.
Damn. I mean, I would, but it's across the country.
It is. Also, I've heard that Frank Ocean has an amazing live show too, that he's just like phenomenal live. Not that that's what we're ranking them on, but I know that he's supposed to be like just phenomenal. Last in our 2000s pop category, we got Rita Ora.
D?
Yeah, you want to put her with Fergie?
Kinda. She's a Zionist, or her husband is.
Oh.
But also, I know that that's not a queer thing, guys.
Yeah.
Whatever. I don't give a fuck. Free Palestine. But also, she is a bisexual. She has her song Girls.
Mm-hmm.
But aside from Girls,
She do be bumping in the club though.
she do, but not consistently.
True.
Like, I bought her album and then I was like embarrassed that I had it.
Let's put her in D and then maybe we can bump her depending who else ends up there.
Yeah, she could be a C.
She could be. I feel like she's in between those two tiers. Our next category is current big pop girlies, gays, and theys, and we are kicking it off with Fletcher. I think Fletcher needs to be an A.
Ooh, tell me more.
I just think that her music is very gay. The lyrics are very gay. Maybe a B.
Yeah, the only reason I would stray away from an A is because she hasn't achieved that like mainstream success.
Yeah.
I didn't know her until I saw her live because she surprised the show when I saw Haley Kiyoko and loved her. And her music is very gay and her music videos are very gay.
Yeah.
But she hasn't really broken that yet. So,
yeah, we could put her in B.
Okay, Fletcher's going in the gay club, which she is. And speaking of achieving that breakout mainstream success,
yeah, we got Miss Chapel Roan,
who has blown the fuck up lately.
Blown up. I am someone who I was aware of her existence. I knew she was opening for Olivia Rodrigo, but I didn't really know that much about her until her Tiny Desk came out. So I'm part of that group.
I didn't know about her till Coachella. I had heard of her for like a month prior, and then Coachella was really when I became aware.
Okay. Well, that makes me feel better that I didn't know about her until Tiny Desk.
No, it really felt like she came out of nowhere. And my understanding is she was doing like covers on YouTube and shit like that for a while.
And touring for a while. Like, there are people, like, I know Troy, who's later in this category, was like commenting on her music and was like going to her shows in like 2018. Like, so she has been an artist, but really, I think the combination of Tiny Desk, Coachella, her natural touring cycle, the gays finding and discovering her, how she plays a character, like all these things kind of just like blew up this year and have like really made her rise to success. Saying that, I want to put her in A.
I'm between A and B, so I could put her at A.
Let's put her at A.
Yeah. It feels kind of wrong because she's so new compared to some of the other people, but she is known as that lesbian girl, and that's enough, you know? That is such a big part of her identity.
I also just think the characterness of it adds to the gay pop vibes.
Yeah.
Which bumps her up. Then we got Boy Genius. We could have done them separately, but we decided to kind of them.
I didn't want to do all three. Also, I'm lazy, and I feel like the trio is slightly more powerful than the parts, even though Phoebe Bridgers is arguable. This is another one that I knew about. Obviously, they are gay icons selling out stadiums. They opened for Taylor Swift on their Eras tour. I hadn't listened to them until prepping for this because it was one of those things where I was like, I know I'm gonna love them. I don't want to be obsessed with it. And then I listened to them and I was like, God, it's good. And they won a lot of Grammys. They're selling out stadiums. Phoebe Bridgers is huge with like the Gen Z kids that are queer. So I think that they're doing a lot of good. The only reason I might bump them down is that they do like disband a lot. I don't know.
Yeah, I would put them at like B.
Okay. It feels kind of weird that they're below Chapel Rowan, but like I'm not too mad about it.
No, Chaperone is a gay icon. Like, I feel like
Mhm.
she's already established herself as that.
Yeah, I agree.
Like, the gays knew about her before this year, you know?
That's true. That's true.
Yeah. Where I feel like Boy Genius, like, people love Boy Genius and love Phoebe Bridgers, but I feel like it's more widespread
Mm,
success.
you don't have to be gay to love them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I get that. And speaking of gay this year,
Yeah, Billie Eilish.
a newly minted gay icon.
Ugh, this is hard. This is hard. I feel like her musicality, her discography, she only has 3 albums, but the quality of all 3 of them are amazing. Obviously, she's huge, sells out
Mhm.
stadiums. But as Amanda said, she is newly gay. I would say really the
Newly
only,
out.
yeah, newly out. She's not newly gay. She's been gay.
But her new music, I haven't listened to it yet, but I know from you and from the internet that she put some gay shit in there, and the lunch is
Yeah.
basically about eating pussy.
Yeah, I can eat that girl for lunch. Taste it on my tongue.
Hell
She,
yeah.
you know? Ugh. Okay, as an artist, I want to put her as an A, but for
Mhm.
this list, I think she's a B.
Agreed. Agreed. Billy, we love you. And now that you are open, you're going to be bumping in our gay clubs.
Oh, totally. Lunch. Lunch is, I said it
Yeah.
before,
Song of the
but is
summer.
song of the summer. Next up, we got Sam Smith.
Came out as gay from the very get, then came out as non-binary halfway through. A ballad king, our queer Adele, if you will. Where are we feeling?
For me, I
Mhm.
just feel like their music, personally to me, has not had as huge of an impact as some of the other artists on here. Though they do have radio hits, they are very
Mhm.
mainstream, and they are very open about their body, their sexuality, the use of their pronouns, all of that. So
Mhm.
I think a B, but could
I
be an
agree.
A.
I agree. For us, for the vibes, a B. Because we don't go
Mhm.
out of our way to listen to Sam Smith and probably never will. But
Mm-mm.
I also respect the hell out of how great Unholy did and that it had Kim Petras on it.
Then we got Renee Rapp.
She's an A, right?
She's gotta be.
Like she's
Where do we put Kesha? She's where Kesha is.
Kesha's an A. Renee's an
Okay,
A.
she's an A.
Because I
Yes.
think Renee is in a similar place in her career as Chapel Roan right now of like she's just known as being that lesbian. When it's part of your identity and you don't shy away from it, I feel like you have to be. You deserve respect even if you're new to the game, you know?
Yeah, I agree. Then we got Halsey.
I'm thinking B for Bicon.
Yeah, I love music wise S tier to me, but
See, I've never gone out of my way to listen to Halsey. She's a
oh
singles girl for me. I could put her at a
no,
B or a C, honestly.
no, I think B.
Okay.
Kim Petras.
The first big trans superstar that we know of. And one
Hmm.
of, I was reading the earliest ever transition, like medical transitions. It was documented in
Oh,
Germany because she was so young.
I didn't know that.
There was a documentary about it.
Interesting.
Yeah. She had to apply for surgery earlier than it's allowed because it wasn't allowed until you're 18 and she was applying to get it when she was 16.
Hmm.
Her music slaps. It's definitely bumping in the gay club.
It is bumping in the gay clubs and it does slap. And she not only stars on like duo songs with other LGBTQ artists, but I feel like she also is just very well known in general.
And I think for being as successful as she is and having some mainstream success, I think she goes A.
Yeah, I agree.
Plus, doesn't she have a whole horror album? That's hot.
Yeah, she has a whole Halloween album. Then we have Love.
Love, I didn't even know that he is queer until you put him on this list. His music's fine, but I think he could be a C for me, maybe even a D, just because
Mm.
I'm being harsh. I have one of his albums and I listened to it a lot when it came
Hmm.
out. but I just don't think of him as a gay music icon in any sense.
Yeah, that's fair. I'd be okay with C or D. I just feel like I wouldn't put him with Fergie, but we can put him
Do
with
we need to
Fergie.
move Fergie to an F? Is that what's happening?
I think we do.
Do you want me to move her? I can move her.
Yeah, move her to an F and then we can put Love as a D.
Okay. So Love and Rita Ora are at a D. Fergie's an F. F for Fergie honestly feels appropriate.
Yeah. Also, are we going to get hate? I don't think we are. People don't like her, right? Do
We're
people
gonna
like
get
her?
hate no matter what, Jess.
Okay, great. Well, next up we got Troye Sivan.
Ugh. I think he's an A.
Yeah, I agree. Especially, I just think the like YouTube to stardom timeline with him is amazing. I think it does a lot for like up and coming LGBTQ artists who are trying to like find a backing and to know that you could reach that level of stardom.
I think he's one of the first proper YouTubers to achieve mainstream success, and I've always
Yeah,
respected the hell out of that. And then
yeah.
on top of that, to have always been openly gay. I remember him coming out, and his music is quite explicitly gay. He cares a lot about his artistry. Each album is like a concept album or a theme. And also something that surprised me is when I lived in Korea, he was pretty popular there and he sells well there. And like I hear the music a lot because he has that kind of a sound that can be well received and
Oh,
popular elsewhere, even though they're very homophobic in Korea.
interesting.
Yeah. So I think he's an A.
Yeah, I put him at A.
All star gays.
Yeah. Then we got Conan Gray.
I feel like he's a C for me, but maybe I'm being harsh. He is popular on the radio.
Yeah, I thought I didn't know him, and then I listened to 4 songs and I knew every single song. So that
Absolutely.
says something. I literally was just like, oh, this is the person that Olivia Rodrigo hangs out with all the time.
Yeah, it's them and Joe Locke, right?
Yeah. You said C.
Yeah, I could do C.
Yeah, I'd agree. All right, now we're getting into our on the rise pop and indie, and we're kicking off with Baby Queen.
Oh, I love Baby Queen. She has an
Yeah.
entire song just about how obsessed she was with Jodie Comer, and she has another song that references that. Also, she's the soundtrack for Heartstopper and played in the prom scene.
I was just gonna say, I was like, to me, she gets points for the heart stopper of it all.
I do think that gives you points for this category. I do. Because
Yeah.
it's contributing to queer artistry.
Yeah. If this was just us talking about on the rise artists, which I could have done a whole list for on the rise artists, that was just as long as this list,
Mm-hmm.
I would put Baby Queen as an A, but
Mm-hmm.
I think that she's probably a B. She's definitely above a C.
I would do A or B as well.
Do we want to put her as a B and then we can move her up if we think it's fitting?
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Baby Queen is definitely bumping in the gay club.
Yeah. Then we got Rina Sawayama.
She's another one that I had heard like Fletcher, but I like had never actively listened to. I respect another part of the intersectionality of queer culture that she is a
Yeah.
woman of color from more homophobic culture. Her music's cool. I know Lady Gaga has said that it's like experimental, like it can't be defined in a genre.
I also know that all of her music up to a certain point had never mentioned a guy. And so
Mm.
she had never like officially come out, and then eventually she got questioned. She's like, yeah, I'm pan. So I also love that she's pan.
B.
Yeah.
She feels like Fletcher.
Yeah. Then we got Royal and the Serpent.
Okay, we're getting out of my depth.
I love them.
Uh-huh. How gay are they?
Pretty gay.
Okay. How popular are they?
Not very popular.
Okay.
So they're an LA artist that I would say is genre defying, like
Mhm.
is not really
Yeah, yeah.
any genre. They have gained some more popularity recently because they actually opened for Fall Out Boy
Mm.
on their not the most recent leg of the tour, but last year's leg of the So Much for Tour Dust tour.
Mhm.
Their stage show is wild. It's super theatrical. They are another one that plays a character. Their music is pretty like fluid. Like there's songs about kissing women, but there's also songs about being into men. I would probably put them at a C. I love them. Music wise,
I
love
can go
them.
C. I can
But
go
I
C.
think C. We got Ash Nico. I would put Ash Nico at a B.
Oh, I was gonna go C or D.
No, because Deal With It and Daisy were huge. They were on radio. They were super, super popular on TikTok. Everything they do is really, really gay. Most of their songs on her albums are gay. Like,
Okay.
she is super open. She's got to be at least a B.
Okay, she's bumping in the gay club.
Yeah.
Next, we have the founder of this list.
Yeah.
It's called gay pop.
Yeah. Jojo Siwa.
Honestly, did you listen to her music for this?
Yeah. And you know what I hate to admit?
It's not bad.
It's not bad.
I only listened to Karma, and I had already heard Boomerang, but I re-listened to it.
Yeah. It's not bad.
Is that what you listened to, or?
I listened to Karma
Uh-huh.
and one other song, but I don't remember what it
Like,
was called.
lyrically, the verses for Karma are weak, and the singing's not incredible, but like the chorus absolutely would bump in the club.
Yeah.
And choreo, like the dumb move she does sucks, but the actual choreo of the video, incredible. And I will say, she's 21. She's been famous for over a decade, and she came out when she was 18, when her brand was all Nickelodeon, and I have a lot of respect for that. I think she's fumbling right now because she's 21, and I think that her music itself lacking, needs some work, but not too bad. So I could put her. I think she's a D, maybe a C.
Yeah, I would agree. Let's put her in D.
Yeah, still above Fergie,
Yeah.
but she does need to do better. You know?
Yeah.
Because when she
Agreed.
came out, I was like, hell yeah,
Got Dodie.
Dodie. I love Miss Dodie. She's bi or pan, and she's a YouTuber turned singer. Well, she always sang. She like is really involved in the production of her music. It has a lot of orchestra stuff. She has a lot of the composing and is like self-taught. Yeah, she's not mainstream, but she does do tours in multiple continents and does decently well, and sings about both boys and girls. So for me, she's a B, but I could put her at a C.
I think C.
Okay.
Then we got Trixie Mattel. Honestly, want to just go and listen to her entire discography.
Really? You enjoyed it that much?
So I knew the song with Orville, because duh.
Mm-hmm.
But then I went and listened to more, and it's so good. It's so good.
I listened to one of her country songs and then a couple of her recent songs, because recently she's been putting out like pop club bangers instead.
Yeah.
I know
Yeah.
that she did an interview with Zach Sang recently, which was kind of embarrassing for Zach Sang because he was clearly out of his depth. And Trixie's just such a rapid fire. She's like the most successful drag queen after Rue.
Yeah.
And for a number of reasons, has shows, has makeup lines, has a motel. But recently she's been DJing and is just like not done with making music and like put her guitar up forever, but has just been like more into DJing, and like that's fine.
I think that she's like an icon in her own right.
Mm-hmm.
Which I'm like, even if I don't know all of her music and everything that she's done, I still feel like she maybe is an A.
She's definitely an A.
Yeah. Yeah.
I couldn't put her above Elton John, but if we moved him up to S, I could put her in S. But she's definitely an A.
I feel like the amount we've brought it up, we should just move Elton to S, but I still am fine keeping Trixie in A.
Okay, fine. Elton's an S.
Then, last but not least for this category, we got Rebecca Black.
Okay, Rebecca Black is a C for me. She's a solid C in a non-derogatory way. C for cunt in this case. And
Yes.
in the non-derogatory cunty way.
Yes. Agreed.
Were you like, I love her music, actually. Like, low-key. Like, it's good.
The songs I listened to, I thought were fine.
Okay.
Okay, our next category is Disney girlies. And we have Demi Lovato.
Our non-binary monarch.
Yeah. So, this
B.
one is hard for me.
It's gonna hurt us both, but I think she's a B.
Yeah. Boo.
Right?
Yeah.
Because they're
She's
openly
not
queer.
an A.
She's not. Discography, like music, lovely. A few albums kind of misses. And then also just like they're pretty gay, but they're not like that gay because most of their relationships have been with men and stuff like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Or most of the public relationships, but yes.
Yeah. Demi's B, bumping in the gay club.
B. All right. Next, we got Miley Cyrus.
Honestly, B as well.
Yeah, she's also bumping in the gay club.
Incredible discography, I would argue. but
Yeah.
not super gay.
Then we got Haley Kiyoko.
She's
On the
gotta be an
other
A,
hand,
right?
very gay. Yes, lesbian,
A or
Jesus.
S, honestly.
Oh, I just feel like with who else we have in S, it doesn't make sense. But in terms of like queer music, she is an S.
Yeah, I think her music is an A. Her status,
Is an S.
iconography is an S.
Yeah, let's put her at S. And if
Also, I've
people,
seen her live and it was incredible.
yeah, let's do S. Then we have Dove Cameron, who
Hmm.
I didn't know that much about, but I liked the music.
Yeah, my only annoyance is that she just is one of those people that deletes all of her fucking music before putting out a new album because she has to reinvent herself every time. To be fair,
Oh.
she's had a lot of trauma in her life, so yeah, she's queer. I don't
See?
think she's put out that much music. I think a D or a C. I love her personally. I love her. I think she's super hot and she's openly queer, but I don't think she has enough music. So a
Who
D
else
or
is
C.
in D?
A D is Rita Ora, Love, and JoJo.
Let's do D.
D
Oh,
for
but
Dove. Do better, release more music, Dove.
yes, yes. Last but not least, in our Disney category, we got Joshua Bassett, who I also probably would put in a similar category, C or D.
I'm gonna put him at a D. I like his music. I want to hear more. He hasn't achieved the same kind of success as the others or consistency.
Then we got TikTok Made Me Gay. And first in that category, we got Peach PRC, who I fucking loved. I need to go listen to all the music.
Did you listen to the one that was like, I think we were dinosaurs? I like loved you in this life, and that like I bet we were
Yes.
worms playing in the mud doing
Yes.
yeah. I really needed you to listen to that song because it's so cute. And that's I think I've heard that one on TikTok when she was in the writing process, and that's how I found her. And
Mm-hmm.
she's a lesbian, and I love her.
Yeah, she was really good. I need to listen to more. But yeah, all her music felt very gay to me. I feel like she's probably a B, maybe a C.
I would put her at a B because I think she's one of the more successful artists off of TikTok. She's Australian. She tours internationally. So she's a B.
Then we got Chrissy Chlapeka.
She got famous off TikTok for making videos, not songs, and then got into music. But her whole style was about like bimbofication, and it was
Mm-hmm.
but like empowerment. Like
Mm-hmm.
it's she's not making fun of anyone except men, really.
Yeah. She's giving bumping in the gay club, but I don't know if I would put her at a B.
No, I think C,
Yeah.
C or
Yeah.
D.
C.
Okay, yeah, because I want more. She doesn't have enough yet.
Yeah, which is not the problem, but just the reality with a lot of these TikTok artists. They're still growing, you know?
Yeah.
And we got Beth McCarthy.
She's one of the first TikTok artists I found and fell in love with. Her music is very gay. She has a lot of songs about not knowing how to talk to girls, what do you call it, which is about her sexuality. Also is bi though, and just recently came out with a song called Goodbye about how like girls call you fake if you are into a guy and guys just want to see you with other girls. So I love what she does for the cause.
Would you put her C or B? C? It sounds like she does
Oh.
a lot for the cause, though. And I agree. When I listened to the song where she's like, how do I, like, I have a crush on a girl, but like, how do I flirt with her and talk to her? And it was really like real.
Don't know how to talk to girls.
Yeah. I was like,
Her
this is real.
her lyrics are great, but I think I'm only putting her at a C because I don't think she's ever toured internationally like Peach PRC has.
Okay.
So she's at a C.
Okay. Then we have Allison Ponthier. Ponthier?
Sure. Only know she exists because she was the opener for Haley Kiyoko when I saw her.
I liked her. She's folky. She's cute. C or D, I think, though.
Yeah, I'll put her at a C because she's a pretty lesbian.
Yeah. We're getting into Latin pop. We unfortunately don't have as many people in this category as I would like, but that's okay. It's going to be a short and quick one. We
There
have
were a couple we could have had that we skipped over. I mean, Lauren Hagari could have been Latin pop, but isn't. We took out Rosalia just because she's never openly said it. Hunter Schafer did for her, so
Yeah.
sorry.
And Bad Bunny is just confusing, so we got rid of him too.
Ludmilla, though, I didn't know Ludmilla. I didn't know existed until this year because it was on my Explore page that this Brazilian pop artist brought her wife out on stage at Coachella. And I was like, I need to know more. And I have to say, an Afro-Latina woman who is making music for her Latino audience, and her videos are like primarily other Afro-Latina women sexualizing themselves and she's sexualizing herself. It feels very badass and I'm into it.
Yeah. Also, like they made their relationship public pretty quickly. Like
Mhm.
Brazil is still a pretty homophobic country. Like I think there's a lot to be said about what she's doing there that like I almost would say A, but maybe B.
No, I'm an A. I'm an A because I think she's
Okay.
achieved greater international success, especially if she's playing at Coachella.
Oh yeah, huge.
Yeah,
Huge.
definitely. I respect the hell out of what she's doing. So, Ludmila is an A for All-Star Gay.
Yeah. Then we
And
got Ricky.
I think Ricky's gonna be an A as well.
Yeah, I agree.
So Ricky
Gotta be.
Martin, most of his music's about women, but then he came out and he was one of the big ones. He came out in 2008. I thought it was sooner. I remember my mom being like, "That's a shame."
Oh,
Because my mom's homophobic and also because most women lusted after him. And so when he came out, that was like a big deal for him to come out though,
yeah,
because he
huge.
was like a sex symbol.
And that's still, I would say 2008 is still early enough where like that could ruin someone's career.
Yes, especially as a Puerto Rican man. So, Ricky Martin, you are an all-star gay.
All right, now getting into our rock category. Of course, we're kicking it off strong with Billy Joe Armstrong, with
Mhm.
Green Day. Love Green Day. I think we have to put them on a C though, because up until recently, not a lot of the music is gay, but he did maybe a B. He came out as bi in the 90s. He was very open about it. He was very early to come out as bi. But a lot of the music is not necessarily very gay. The live show is not real, like that's just not really what Green Day stands for, right? They're more on the like they're focused on the punk aspects of their
Yeah.
music, not the gay aspects, and I love that for what it is. But for this purpose, I would like to put him in a B, but I think he might be a C based on where we placed other people.
I thought you were gonna fight for an A or a B, so I'm surprised you could do C. I think I'll do C as well because I liked Green Day for a long time, but I didn't know he was queer, and I think that that is a statement to, the lack of queer visibility in that.
Hmm.
Now, someone very visibly queer,
Yeah, Adam Lambert. Where did we put Freddie Mercury? A.
Freddie Mercury's an A.
I think he's also an A.
Really? I'd say B.
Yes.
I'd say, okay, here's the thing. He actively tours with Queen, and that's badass. He was in Glee. However, his current music doesn't do that well.
Oh, but I just feel like he has done a lot for the cause. He has done performances where he kisses men on stage. I don't know. I don't know.
He is one of our early examples of gay men in our
I,
childhood.
yeah. Yeah, I don't know. To me, he really is an A. I just, I don't know. I
Okay,
don't
I'll
feel.
put him in an A for you in the sake of time, but just know mentally for me, he is a B because next to Ricky Martin, it feels wrong.
We
Hmm?
got Panic. Panic at the Disco.
If Green Day's a C, I feel like Panic's got to be a C.
Agreed. I would argue they're a little more open. Like they were really, really known for being gay, especially well, bi, but because Ryan and Brendan were in a relationship for quite a long time while they were touring.
I did not know that.
Oh
That's
yeah.
scandalous.
Yeah. So I would
So
say that
hot.
like definitely more open and more known, but their music isn't very queer. So I would say C is right.
Mm-hmm.
And their discography is kind of all over the place. There's hits and there's misses.
Yeah.
Okay, then we got Against Me, which is a very, very, very popular punk band. Laura Jane Grace came out as trans and still leads the punk band. A lot of the more recent music is a lot about body dysphoria and the trans experience.
Wow.
And I think what she's done for the punk scene, being this like huge punk rocker that then turned like came out as trans and like
Mm-hmm.
is still with the I don't know, it is especially in the punk scene, this
Mm-hmm.
is huge.
Mm-hmm. Against Me has been out for a long time, right?
Yeah, they were like I would say peak in the 90s
Yeah. Okay.
probably.
So I would give A for longevity
Yeah.
and for coming out in that career so openly instead of versus like the Billy Joel of just like, I'm out, but it's not really a big thing. I
Yeah.
would say A.
A.
I could feel you fighting yourself about thinking I wouldn't give him an A.
I just didn't know how much you knew about Against Me, and I was like, I feel like this is important to explain, especially for our listeners who like maybe don't listen to punk.
I don't, but when I listened to certain songs, I recognized their music, and I also knew that, like, from the YouTube video, it was like 14 years old or something, and I knew from that context clues they were probably a big deal.
Yeah. Then we have Sleater Kenny, which was like the lesbian punk band of the 90s. They're not huge. They don't have a, like, I would say, an amazing discography or anything like that. I'd probably put them as like a C, but they were like big lesbian punk band and people loved them.
Okay, I was thinking B, but you want to go C?
We could go B. I would take B.
Because I recognize their stuff, and also they were openly lesbians in a punk band in the
Yeah,
90s, right?
in the 90s.
That's
Yeah.
fucking badass.
Yeah.
I was a little surprised. I wasn't super surprised you had people to add to this list because obviously you're into like punk and rock and country and you're gay. But also listening to some of it, I was like, this makes sense because what's more punk than being queer?
Yeah. Yeah, it's a hard I could do a whole podcast episode on how that is like so connected, but at the same time there's this weird thing.
Masculinity.
Yeah, yeah, which actually brings us into our next artist because I would say that struggle exists the most in the genre of metal. And so we
Mhm.
have Rob Halford of Judas Priest. He's an A. I will not settle for anything less.
No, I was gonna say A or S,
Yeah,
honestly.
Leather
Like,
Daddy, like
he's
he's
been
up
out
there.
for a long time, right? And
Yeah.
he's been vocal about how that's been on him. And if Haley is an S, I think he could be an A or an S.
I'm happy to put him in an S.
Do you think he deserves it, or am I being too generous
Yes.
because I don't know that much about Judas Priest?
No, I would say he deserves it.
Because isn't it most of his career he's been out?
Majority of his career. And he left for a little bit, but then still came back to Judas
Mm-hmm.
Priest and really like they struggled when he left. Like he really is what
Yeah.
makes them popular and they have like a traditional metal audience. And so to have this like leather daddy gay leading man with this traditional metal audience is like it is
Yeah.
doing a lot for the cause.
And he's not an Elton John. He is a bald leather wearing. He's a bear, basically.
Yeah.
So, okay, next one. This is a twink, if ever I've seen one.
Youngblood.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
This was one that I've never listened to, but I knew of, and then I listened to it, and I was like, this is so weird, and this makes exact sense for Jess because, especially, I listened to like Parents, and I was
yeah.
like, this is like that was one of those moments where I was like, what is more punk than being queer?
Yeah. Here's where he has done a lot
Uh
for the
huh.
cause. Like a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I think he identifies as bi or maybe pan.
Mm-hmm.
Publicly has mostly dated women though,
Mm-hmm.
and he has spoke about mostly being attracted to women. So in that sense I would say he's not super gay, but he is very vocal about LGBTQ rights, and especially when things happen in the UK that he does not agree with,
Mm-hmm.
he will do like big performative things to make sure that like, hey, this is not okay. He's all about acceptance. I would put him at a B.
Okay, I could do B. Because in Parents, he definitely talks about like making out or fucking his best friend. So
He also has a whole song where he literally screams "fuck the NRA," which I know that's not we're not talking about gun violence here, but it's a great song if you want to go listen to that one.
absolutely.
Now we're getting into our indie folk country babes, and we are kicking it off with Brothers Osborne, who is a country duo, but TJ Osborne came out gay recently. Not super recently, probably in the last 4 years, maybe
Hmm.
5.
They were one of the ones that had Leslie Jordan in a video. I
Mm,
listened to "I'm Not for Everybody," and that
yes.
that felt very gay.
Yes. And that was, I want to say that album
Hmm.
is around the time that he came out. He is in a very like public gay relationship. He takes his boyfriend like everywhere with him. I think this is huge because they really got like radio popular pretty quickly and then sung a bunch of songs that it was kind of unclear who they're singing about.
Hmm.
So then when he came out as gay, you're like, oh, TJ wrote this song. I now know. But I wouldn't say that they're not bumping in the gay club necessarily, obviously, because they're country music. But I would put them in a B or a C. To me, they're an A or a B.
Yeah, I was gonna say B because it sounds like they were pretty successful, and then they came out pretty publicly, which feels like a big deal in the country music scene.
Yeah. Huge deal.
And
Yep.
like I said, like I only listened to 2 songs, but one of those was ostensibly queer.
Yep.
So we will put Brothers Osborne at a B, bumping in the gay club. The gay country club. Look, they exist in LA. Just goes to them.
Mm-hmm. Then we got Orville Peck, who I think is an A.
I do too.
Okay, great.
I mean, one of his most recent songs that I listened to was about how cowboys are frequently, secretly,
Fond
what
of
was it?
each other.
Fond of each other. And that was
Uh-huh.
incredible. I
Mm-hmm.
loved that song and that video.
Mm-hmm. I love Orville. He's great.
And
Then
he's
we
been
got
on Drag Race and he works with Trixie Mattel. Sorry. Go ahead.
no, yeah, and he's like, if you hear him talk in interviews, like
Mhm.
growing up gay and being gay has always been part of his like identity in this character he plays as Orville, because Orville, again, it's another one of these where that is a character. It's great. We have Muna.
Muna, I feel like, is probably like a B or a C. I know that they are a lesbian group that are very vocally gay. They're pretty successful within the queer community. I've had multiple queer friends tell me I would really like them if I listened to them. They also have a podcast, which I think is even more successful than their music sometimes.
Oh, interesting. I'd probably put them at a C
Yeah.
personally.
Because I don't feel like they're Fletcher status or Boy Genius
No,
status.
no.
Yeah, so they're a C.
Then we got Rainbow Kitten Surprise.
Surprise, she's trans.
Yeah, surprise, she's trans. And the bassist also identifies as like non-binary.
Nice.
So I don't know. I love them. Their music is very queer. Their videos are pretty gay. Their name is Rainbow Kitten Surprise, but I just don't know how well known they are. They sing a
Mhm.
very specific genre of music, so I don't think
Mhm.
everyone is really aware of them.
I think they're a C.
Okay.
Are you good with that?
Yeah,
You
I
want to
can
be?
accept. I can accept a C. Then we got Brandy Carlisle.
Okay, I had heard the name but did not know who that was. And then I listened to a couple of the songs and I was like, I know these music. This is incredible. She's just like a classic country all-American type of voice and figure, but is just a lesbian and kind of always has been, is my understanding.
Yeah. Yep.
Which I think is really fucking badass. I know
Yep.
I've said that word a lot in this video, or episode, but I can't really deny it. Like, I think to somehow ride that line where you're perceived as like a wholesome all-American artist and accepted widely in households, which she seems to be. Like, I think she's had a
Mhm.
big career, but you're
Mhm.
still openly,
And radio as well.
yeah, but you're openly gay within an industry. Country music is not accepting of that.
And she's like very specifically in like the Americana folk section of country.
Mm-hmm.
And she's very outspoken. She's like very progressive.
But also identifies as Christian, which is super
Mm-hmm.
cool.
Mm-hmm. I
Well,
almost would say A. I don't know if that's putting her too high.
well, I said A.
Okay, yes, let's put her
I
in
said
A.
A from the beginning because I think
Okay.
my understanding, the longevity of her career,
Oh yeah.
she should be at an A.
The other thing about her too is she is like known as the sad gay, which
Ugh,
like
I love that.
yeah. It's
Like
like
me too.
yeah. Now our last category is hip hop, rap, and R&B, and we are kicking it off with Little Nas X, who I think deserves a spot in the A category.
Absolutely. Lil Nas
Great.
X is an A. He could have more music out, but as it is, he's an A.
Yep. Also, just like how much genre and space that he has been popular in, like yeah. A.
And coming out as gay from the beginning.
Yep. Cardi B.
D.
Or C, but yeah, we could put her in D.
Okay,
Only because I know your reasoning.
Okay.
Her reasoning is because she has said she would only fuck women.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not date them.
Yeah, which I would still say is gay, but we could put her in D.
It's gay with your own internalized homophobia that you're then spouting to people.
Yeah.
She has been on tracks that were gay. Like, I think she's on Girls.
Yeah.
But I just don't know that she's really done anything for the cause.
Yeah, I agree.
So D?
D. Then we have Megan Thee Stallion.
I feel like she's got to be a B or an A. Her music is everywhere and she's openly bi, but like she's not super bi.
She's not super bi, but some of her lyrics, she does sing about women.
Mm-hmm.
And she is open. She's talked about it in interviews and stuff. Yeah, I'd put her at an A or a B, maybe a B. I don't know. Fucking love her though.
We love Megan Thee Stallion, but I think as a gay artist, she's a B.
B.
B for Bicon.
Yes. Also, up next, another bicon, we got Doja Cat.
Well, or an unlabeled, I think.
Yeah.
Doja Cat, also maybe a B, maybe even
B
a
or a
C.
C. I'd put her at a C.
Okay, a C. I love her music. She's everywhere, but she's an I don't really want to talk about it
Yeah.
gay, which puts her at a C for me.
Yep. Then we have Queen Latifah.
I was surprised by Miss Queen Latifah. Did you ever listen to her before this?
No.
Me either. I need to immediately, expeditiously listen to her entire discography.
Oh, I don't know if I had the same reaction as you, but I'm glad that you had that reaction.
She came out with feminist music, like from
Yeah.
the beginning, but didn't
Yeah.
identify as a feminist because of her status. But she's considered like the forefront of female rappers
Yeah.
with one of the best flows, plus then transitioned into a film career. Again, the first female rapper to do so. She's got like an Emmy, a Golden Globe, a Grammy,
Yeah.
probably more than one of most of those. And then for a long time, she never said she was straight. She never said she was gay. She was just like, I don't really care what people say. And then in 2021, when she was getting her BET Lifetime Achievement Awards, was like, shout out to my wife and son,
Yeah.
which is so baller.
Yeah. But then also it's like, okay, if we're saying how open people are as part of our like ranking, which
Mhm.
now she's very open. I don't know. I feel like she's for sure up there. I would say A or B. Maybe B based on where we've put other people on this list, just because I don't think of her as this like huge music person, even though I know that's where her career started.
She is a huge music person, though. Like,
Yeah.
so many people, and that's something that like I knew of for years, is that a lot of female rappers credit her as
Yeah.
an inspiration and an influence. I think it was just before our time. I would put her at
Yeah.
an A or an S. If this were about like what they've done for causes for women, I would put her at an S. But because she didn't come out until 2021, I think an A.
Okay.
And she brought her wife to the Met Gala.
Yeah.
And it was her
it's
first
cute.
Met Gala. And then last but not least,
Yeah, we have Janelle Monáe.
I think she's an A.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
agree.
They're non-binary, been queer from the get. Pretty good music. Also,
Yeah.
what did I listen to? Lipstick Lover. I listened to that today and I was like, this is gay as hell.
Yes.
And the titties are all out.
Yes. Yes.
Like, have you seen that music video?
Yes.
It's incredible. I need to watch it again with the windows closed. Sorry.
Her neighbors, they're like, what has she been up to? All she's had is queer ass shit on her TV.
Yeah, and that's all I need. It's
Yeah.
pride, baby.
Yeah, it is.
Okay, where we have settled in category F, failing our kind, Fergie.
Yeah.
Category D for do better, we have Rita Ora,
Uh-huh.
Lauv,
Mhm.
Jojo Siwa, Dove
Mhm.
Cameron, Joshua
Mhm.
Bassett, and Cardi B.
Mhm.
So far, so good. C,
Mhm.
can't wait to hear more. Oh god, now I have to recognize people by their photos. Oh yeah, we have the B-52s, George Michaels,
Michael.
yeah, the Veronicas, Lauren Hagari, Conan Gray, Royal and the Serpent, Dodie, Rebecca Black, Chrissy Schlapanko, Beth McCarthy.
Shalpaka.
Yeah, sure. Beth McCarthy, Alison
Yeah.
Pontier, Green Day, Panic at the Disco, Muna, Rainbow Kitten Surprise, and Doja Cat.
I would almost move Rainbow Kitten Surprise up now that you read that out.
Do you feel like their career warrants that? Is that what you're saying that?
Oh, no, just their queerness compared to some people on that list.
Some of the people on this list are very queer, though.
No, I know, but some of them aren't.
Like, think of Beth McCarthy and Rebecca Black.
Yeah, but they also have a bigger career than both those people.
Muna is pretty successful.
Muna is pretty successful.
And very gay. Should we move both of those up to B, or are you...
No, I think they're okay.
Okay. B, bumping in the gay club.
Mm-hmm.
Metaphorically, spiritually, literally.
Yeah.
David Bowie. That, I feel like, is going to be the most controversial take we've ever made.
Honestly, though, I stand by it.
Same. B for Bowie, baby.
Yeah.
Katy Perry, Tegan and
Mhm.
Sarah, Fletcher, Boy Genius. That I feel like we're also going to get flack for. Billie Eilish, Sam Smith,
Mhm.
Halsey. This is a controversial ass category. Baby Queen,
Uh-huh.
Rina Samayama,
Yeah, Sayawama.
Sayawama, Ashniko, Demi Lovato, Miley Cyrus, Peach PRC. What's the Slater? Something Kinney Slater?
Oh, Sleater Kinney.
Sleater Kinney, Youngblood, Brothers Osborne, and Megan Thee Stallion.
Okay. I agree with those.
It's such a weird category because we have varying levels of success,
Yeah.
huge variations, but I get why each one of those was bumped down from an A.
Yeah. Low-key, I would say Katy Perry could be bumped down even further, but I don't want to
No,
get in trouble.
literally. I was like, does she belong in a C?
I kind of think she does. Based on who else is there? Like, does I Kissed a Girl justify her being in B? Because that's basically what we're saying.
Kind of, yeah, because it's so explicitly gay.
Okay, then let's leave it.
Because I'm just thinking she could be at a C, but with Sam Smith and Halsey at a B, it does make some sense. Because
Yeah.
otherwise,
Yeah.
I'm like, why are they not at an A?
Yeah. Okay.
Because
Okay.
I think those three make sense. They're like similar levels of like very successful and pretty gay, but could be gayer.
Yeah. Well, maybe not Sam Smith, but yeah.
Yeah, Sam Smith couldn't be gayer. Like Sam Smith is very, very gay.
Yeah. But I
Okay.
agree.
A, all-star gays, Freddie Mercury, Kesha,
Yeah.
Frank Ocean, Chapel Rowan, Renee Rapp. You can really tell what year that we made this list. Kim Petras, Troye Sivan, Trixie Mattel. I don't know why I'm counting with my fucking fingers. Ludmilla, Ricky Martin, Adam Lambert, I really feel like is a B.
I don't.
Okay.
I don't.
I know you don't. What is this fucking group that I'm looking at? Oh my god. It's the one that's Alice something. It's like the older something. It's the older group, the older punk group.
Oh, Against Me.
Against Me. I don't know why I thought Alice was in there. We don't have anything with Alice in the name, do we?
We don't, which is why I'm like, is she referring to Laura Jane Grace, which you were, of Against Me? But weirdly,
No,
I knew what you were talking about.
It was the Against, I think. Anyway,
Okay.
in our All-Stars gays, continuing, Against Me, Orville Peck, Brandi Carlile, Lil Nas X, Queen Latifah, Janelle Monáe.
Yep.
I feel like our A category is it.
Yeah, it is. It is. Also, like, guys, as we said, we are not music critics. This is what we think.
Yeah, and I think we're being objective.
We are.
Because we're not, like, we don't listen to Ricky Martin, but we still recognize what Ricky Martin's done.
Yeah, totally.
I mean, Livin' La Vida Loca does give him an A, though. An S, Sacred Icons of the Gay Religion.
Mm-hmm.
Miss Material Girl Madonna.
Yes.
RuPaul, You Better Work.
Mm-hmm.
Lady Gaga.
Mm-hmm.
Elton John. Sir Elton John. Put some respect on that name.
Mm-hmm.
Lesbian Jesus, Haley Kiyoko. And Rob Halford.
Yep.
The only one I could maybe bump down is Haley, and I don't want to.
No, I think we leave her.
For what she's done, I feel good about that S tier.
Yeah, me too. I felt good about the list.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I'm actually honestly surprised.
The only one that I'm still thinking about in my brain is Katy Perry, but I agree with who else we have doesn't make sense to knock her down.
I think Halsey is solidly a B. I think Katie's between a B and a C, and I think Sam is between a B and an A.
Yep, I agree.
But I also still think Tegan and Sarah should be A's. So it's kind of like, if I don't get what I want, you don't get what you want.
Yeah. That's fine. Okay. Well, let us know what you thought. Let us know what we missed. I also am going to try to, and by try, I'm going to put the link to our tier ranker in our link tree, as well as put it on stories when this episode comes out. So if you want to make your own tier list based off these artists, you have the ability to do so. And please share with us if you do. I would love to see where you place people. Up next, we have the half of it, continuing with our Pride Month episode. So that will be really fun. And please, please, please follow us on all our social media, 90s Babies Nostalgia. Spell out the word 90s on Instagram and YouTube, but on TikTok, use the numericals there. And rate and review us on Spotify and Apple Podcasts because it really, really helps us out. And with that, we'll see you in the next one.
Stay gay. Bye.
Bye.